it's very interesting how Aslan himself embodies these mercurial qualities. He is mistaken to begin with for 2 lions, or maybe 3 lions, and Shasta hears roaring on one side and then roaring on another side. When he finally meets Aslan, he says, I've already told you there were 2 lions at least on the night. And Aslan interrupts and says there was only 1 lion, but he was swift of foot. And so you've got to imagine Aslan as apparently diverse, apparently many Aslans, but actually he's just moving very, very quickly, so that he looks like he's many, but in fact he's 1. And when Shasta finally meets him in the mountain pass, he asks this unknown lion voice, who are you? And the voice replies, I am myself, 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 3 times in 3 different voices. It's a beautiful way of suggesting multiplicity and singularity together at the same time.
In the previous episodes we found that Aslan was the true Mars or the true Venus. Is Aslan the true Mercury?
Yes, very much so. That's why he's portrayed the way that he is. It's interesting that the very first words that Aslan speaks in the story are to Shasta in the mountain pass, when Shasta says, barely above a whisper, who are you? To this presence in the darkness, in the misty darkness. And the very first words that Aslan says are, one who has waited long for you to speak. Aslan has been waiting for Shasta to speak, to use his language, to use the gift of words. Because Aslan in this story is the Lord of language. He is the personification of Mercury, the true Mercury. He is the divine word. And his influence, his spirit, is finally bringing out of Shasta what is innate to his nature as Mercury, as the divine Mercury. So it's interesting how those are his first words, one who has waited long for you to speak. And really the whole story is about escaping from slavery in the southern land, where Bree and Hwyn, the horses, have had to pretend to be dumb and witless. That phrase, dumb and witless, recurs many times across the story.
Dumb being silent.
Dumb being silent, not stupid, just mute, unable to speak. The horses in Kalaman can't speak, but Hwyn and Bree can. And as they journey to the north, they finally are able to speak. They don't have to pretend to be dumb and witless anymore. And that again is a way of showing that Aslan's effect is taking its course.
To bring out their true nature.
To bring out their true nature, to enable them to speak. Just as with Jupiter, we saw how Christ is the true Jupiter, because Christ is the King of Kings, and God is the Lord of hosts, mighty in battle, with Mars, and Christ is the light of the world. He is the true sun god. So with Mercury, Christ is the Word of God. I mean, that's a very scriptural title for Christ. If you look at the beginning of John's Gospel, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So Word is a divine attribute. And because here in pagan mythology you have a great spectrum of symbolism associated with Mercury, the Lord of language, Lewis takes that and, if you like, baptizes it, turns it to Christian effect, and brilliantly
gives it back to us,
redisposes that imagery and gives it back to us in a Christianized sense.